as you spiritually advance, you're going to start attracting a masculine or a feminine aspect that is you. And this is referred to in the New Age as a twin flame. Mine particularly would likes me to call it my masculine aspect. It's something that I discovered years and years and years ago. I was friends with a very, very gifted woman named Ada, and I remember sitting on her couch one day and I felt someone touch me, and I looked over and I could see him, and I freaked out. Actually, I totally had a panic attack, and I was like, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? And she's like, don't you know? And I was like, no. And she's like, he's always with you and he's madly in love with you. And it kind of like freaked me out. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, this dead dude is like totally hanging around me and is obsessed with me and is touching my hair. And I was like totally freaked out. But as the spiritual journey started happening, I started being able to feel this person, and it becomes a very, very beautiful spiritual tool for advancement and awakening. And this being's always with everyone. And you can actually have this person like touch you, and it's like your guardian angels touching you, and they can open up your kundalini and a lot of beautiful things. But eventually you're going to start manifesting this person into other people, and it becomes a very amazing learning tool for your spiritual development. And this person will come through other people, and you'll have a very intense connection with these people. A lot of times they come into your dreams. You can hear their thoughts. It becomes a very beautiful thing. But it's also they're going to trigger all of your wounds. And so it's going to be like your relationship times 10. This person's going to be very push-pull. A lot of them run. They get scared. So there's different levels of the twin flame journey. A lot of New Age people teach, though, that it's one person. No, it's one energy. That person can jump. So you're never stuck with a certain person. So if you end up with a twin flame that runs, know that that energy loves you so much, it's going to find a way to get back to you. But you're the one that has to decide to sever the connection before that energy will jump. Because you can have a one-way energy exchange with a twin energy. And so that's what we need to talk about today. Because a lot of people manifest their twin into somebody who doesn't reciprocate those feelings. And it becomes very hurtful and very painful. I ended up doing this with a gay male. He actually did love me as a person. So I'm saying it's not that there usually is some kind of soul connection there, but he did love me as a person, but he was not as obsessed with me as I was obsessed with him. And so he tried to teach me a lot of this stuff, and I didn't understand it. And the guy could not get rid of me, no matter how hard he tried. And so when you attract a twin connection, just know if they're in love with you, even though if you don't reciprocate, they're gonna like pursue you like a bee to a flower. Like they can't resist you, because in their reality, it is an absolute. And even though it's not absolute to you, it's an absolute to them. And so you have to learn to honor their feelings, but at the same time set those self-love boundaries. Because the reason why there's an unreciprocated twin flame connection is because one of the parties or both parties do not have self-love, do not have boundaries, and often have enmeshment trauma going on. And so there's a lot of lessons to be learned there. And so they're manifesting this person, they're absolutely in love with that, but that person is not going to reciprocate because they have not learned to be self-loving. For instance, it is not self-loving for me to be in love with a gay male with AIDS. Why is this not self-loving? Number one, he likes cock. There is no way in a million years I could satisfy his sexual needs. So why on earth would I be attracted to him? This is why. Because when you're in a spiritual journey and a twin flame journey, you become very selfless. You become so giving and understanding that you're willing to take whatever the universe chucks at you, which in a lot of ways is a good thing because you learn a ton. But what you're not understanding is you're not actually being self-loving. And when you reach a state where you become self-loving, you then get to choose your own partner, your own divine partner. And ultimately to discover that was Creator all along, and you end up joining with creation energy. You become one, you become whole, and then you don't need a male or female to complete you because you actually are whole within yourself. But if you're in a situation where someone thinks they are your twin, which is the case right now, I have somebody who is a beautiful soul, absolutely amazing person, lots to offer, but because a lot with the twin flame energies, you can feel each other's energy. And because I'm very, very sensitive, I can feel when my masculine aspect touches me or any of those kind of behaviors or hugs me and things like that. But when you project that onto somebody and say, you are my twin, can you feel me? If they're not feeling you, you need to understand there's a reciprocation that's not being seen. Just because I am his twin and my soul is helping him learn what he needs to learn does not mean he is my twin. Does that make sense? Because there is boundaries and self-love that need to happen on his end. In fact, at this point in my life, I have merged with Creator, so I am whole within myself. But I understand why he feels the way he feels, because in fact, you will manifest. This is actually the beautiful thing about life. Because I did this to the gay guy, I will manifest someone doing this to me. And so that I can have empathy and compassion for the gay guy who had to push me away and say, whoa, 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 I love you, but not that way. And so it's this way for us to come full circle and go, oh, and so we can forgive, let go, and not take things personal. But when you're in this situation, it can be very, very awkward. You can get scared of the person, you want to run. I don't want to run. I actually want to face them head on and honor them and honor their journey and say, okay, this is what's happening. How can I serve you? But at the same time, no, I'm not your lover, and no, I'm not going to marry you, and no, we're not going to run off together. Anyways, so just some understandings when you're awakening and you're coming through the spiritual channels and you're ascending. This is a very, very amazing tool to learn from, but you need to also understand it's a learning tool. You're not going to marry every twin that comes into your life. You're not going to even want to be with every person that comes into your life. They are all mirroring parts of you that need healing and understanding. For instance, in the past, I came from a religion that was very, very, what's the word, prejudice or racist, right? And so the energy went into a black man for a short period of time so I could have unconditional love for black men, or it went into a woman for a short period of time that was heavier because I had shame issues around body issues and like I judged being lesbian and all those kind of things, right? So it's going to go into whatever you judge so that you can learn unconditional love, but at the same time it's trying to teach you to know who you are and what you want and fall in love with yourself, because you are ultimately your ultimate lover, and as you are Creator, and Creator will eventually become your lover, and you'll be able to become a vessel for Creator to come through eventually and go through the sacred marriage, which is actually merging with Creator and not some other physical person, if that makes sense. Not that having that physical person, if you do manifest your twin through a human being that you can physically be with in this lifetime, that is beautiful, and do it and absolutely go for it. That is not the case for everyone. Anyways, hope this helps. You guys have a good day. Mwah.